Alrighty, everyone. I see ZVK Studios here with a member for 14 months. Thank you, ZVK, for putting up with everything, and I appreciate you. Holy crap, is Midland's back. Yep, Midland is here. Hey, Midland from Southern 207 Hobbies, hello. Challenger's here, hello. Bandon's here. Celestial Caboose is here and having a bunch of pizza. And Joe Grover's here as well. So, we are here, and we are here on special occasion. We're here for a very, very special occasion because it is time for the return of the Quakertown Southern. We're going to turn on face cam again. You got face cam going. Southern 207 Hobbies. I really hope that your girlfriend gets better. That's not great. So I really hope that she gets better and that everything gets better in that regard. I really do. Well, I'm adjusting my music level. And then Baird Hale's here. Challenger's here. And you're going to Strasbourg. Excellent. Nick from Vegas. Hello. And Brill Buzz Boot Camp. Yep, we just started. What is going on with Whittier? Everything is going on with Whittier. Welcome to a beta version of the new Midland Modpack version 2. And this is going to be the Q&S save that we're going to be setting up here today from Silva to Bryson. And there's going to be some fun stuff in here. First things first, I need to make sure that we see what progression we still need to do. Let's see here. I think we still need to do... Yeah, we need Dillsborough Yard. That would be DB-Yard. So we have Dillsborough Yard now. Let's see here. Do we need extra storage tracks? I don't think we need extra storage tracks. I don't want to put it in the engine service. So, for those wondering, this is Bjorn's Whittier Yard. That's pretty much what this is. So it's a massive Whittier Yard. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of this, but I was trying to get some extra storage space, and you'll see why. You'll see why in a second here. But we're gonna go on our map here. I did have Map Enhancer installed, but apparently it's not working, so oh well. We're going to go down here to Silva. Not much has really changed, but we're going to go down here to Silva because I'm going to put together a special train. Now this is going to be the Q&S save. So we're going to do some things here. So first things first, I probably need to put this back into not company mode. /mode sandbox, right? Yes. Okay. Shift T. All right. I know I want the Atlantic. And where is Misk? Is it under Misk? No, it is not. Okay. We have a bunch of stuff here. Oh, where did it go? There. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna need that. Yes, I know there's no water to transfer. That's fine. I don't worry about that. Next thing we're gonna need. So we're gonna need to clear that. We're gonna need that and that. I'm not sure what you're referring to, ZVK. Under that you bring up a good point, a point that I'm failing to comprehend at this exact moment. All right, now let's see here. we're going to need... Yes, the used equipment mod is in the pack. That is very much in the pack. I made sure of that. All right, B70. Okay, I need that. Okay. I'm going to need... What else am I going to need? I'm probably going to need... you know, we're going to go for Combine because I like my Combines. And okay, where's the sleeper? Saw there was a sleeper car. There it is. Okay, and then I think we're going to go for... Is there a diner under the RLW stuff? I don't think there's a diner under the RLW stuff. Oh, no, there is. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Oh. I see ZBK. You're trying to be funny. You're trying to be funny. I see how it is. Okay, I just saw the sleeper car. Yoink. Okay. And then we're going to need... Do I want a deluxe coach? Or... I feel like there was another one. No, I guess it's just the... I feel like there was a P70 parlor, and I'm not seeing it. You know what I mean? So it might just have been the deluxe, or it was a lounge. That's right. It was a lounge. Okay, there's that. And then I saw there was a dome. We're gonna have a dome car. So we're gonna place that down. Hopefully it loads here soon. Yeah, that mod will be nice. Southern 207 Hobbies. That when that mod comes out, that'll be nice. Okay. Aha! Just took a second to load in. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to need a parlor observation car. Like a so. But yes, the QNS is returning. We have a dome. Dome is here. And what we just spawned in is effectively the railroader version of an OCS idea that I have. Yes, SP 3/4 dome. We're going all out with this mod pack. We're doing a big update. I will say this does use the latest version of Strange Customs, latest version of Rail Loader, and the latest version of UMF. So please keep that in mind when asking about the mod pack. Now, you may be wondering, is the mod pack released yet? And the answer is no. This is literally what you are witnessing right now is me beta testing it. That is what you are witnessing right now, is me beta testing the mod pack. So that's what this stream is all about. The QNS return. And etc. Now the nice thing is, if you have the latest UMM and the latest strange and the latest rail loader, the way this mod pack will work, it will simply you just unzip it and make it your mods folder, and that's the way it's going to work. So that is the way this will work. That's what I've been trying to do. There will be no drag and drop mods. None of that. There will simply be the usual, just make it your mods folder. All right. Let's see here. What bell do I want? You know what? I'm feeling, I've been using 90s bell a lot lately. So we're going to use 90s bell. And of course, Train, so you got a new Dom certification card. Nice. Glad to see other games getting updated. No, ZVK. I wish it did. Unfortunately, the reason for lack of streams recently is purely down to the fact that I just haven't had the energy. That if you're looking for an explanation as to the lack of streams, the explanation you're going to get is I just didn't have the energy, and unfortunately, I was not communicative when it came to not having the energy. That's really what it is, plain and simple. So, but we're making up for it now. Assuming this test run of the mod pack goes well, you can expect a beta version of the mod pack to be available to the channel members tonight. Assuming this test run goes well, that will be available to the channel members tonight and will be released to the general public probably, I want to say, over the weekend. So, be aware of that. But we're going to go on a little journey here. Basically, we're going to journey to Bryson, where we're going to spawn in a bunch of stuff as we get going on this here journey in the new mod pack. And I get to experience, you know what, we're going to throw the AI on. AI road. Yeah, let's keep it at 30. And I want to see what these new cars are about, because I've seen the Penzi cars. I have not seen these newfangled Leapers or any of the RLW stuff, and it would help if... Well, this is already going amazingly to plan. This is very clearly, very clearly going exactly to plan. Clearly. Come on. Oh, come on. The door is open. Jump in. Jump in. Oh, is the trap not up? The trap's not up. Oh, God. Oh, no. Stop. That is unfortunate. Okay. Now that we're there. Okay. So now that you guys witnessed carnage, for lack of a better way of putting it. Let me in. Let me in. Don't worry, Gromit. Everything. Yes, exactly. You guys got the exact vibe. You guys knew exactly the vibe that was happening right there. Okay, we got the 3/4 dome, which is awesome. Oh, you can sit. Oh, this interior is cool. Okay. This interior is pretty cool. Oh, but that door doesn't open. Darn it. So the door doesn't open, but you can see in there. That door does open. Okay, and we've seen the Pennsy cars before, which are really nice inside. Okay, these are the sleepers. And these doors do open. Haha! But you can't walk in them because they're too tight together. Oh well, you can at least see, which is awesome. And there is actually a little bit of an interior. I genuinely thought these were just basic cars. But no, they're not. That is honestly kind of amazing. Oh, but these doors don't open. Gotcha. Then we have open sections too. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Now there was a dining car up here. Let's see here. Let's find the dining car. I want to see the dining car. Okay. So this is supposedly the dining car. And it looks like our path is blocked. By some, oh, okay, you can open it. Good, 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 good. Oh, okay. I think this is a similar interior to the Pennsy car. This does feel a little scaled weird, but it does have an interior. Neat. Very neat. Very neat. And Jonathan Coleman, I vote every day, as everyone should. And for those who are wondering what I'm talking about, everybody should vote every day for the East Broad Top Road and USA Today's top 10 scenic train rides. The EBT deserves to be in first. We got third last year. It deserves to be in first because of the wonderful people involved. And so please remember to vote. All right. So we're going to head up to the crew car here. And we're entering Dillsboro. Sorry, setting up something for my meeting earlier. Unfortunately, Celestial, you can't vote for a railroad for president. As hilarious as that would be. But you can vote in the USA Today top 10 best scenic train rides. And vote for the East Broad Top because the East Broad Top deserves your vote. How did you like that smooth segue? That was a smooth segue, wasn't it? Excellent, Garion. Excellent. Alright, as we're going along here, we're going to change the number on here. Good. Do I want sand dome numbers? I feel like I don't. Oh god. Oh god. Brakes. I feel like I'm missing a mod. And this is why I'm beta testing this. Yeah, I think I'm missing a mod. Okay. This is why I am beta testing this mod. Heck, because we're going to figure this out. I think I'm missing a lining thing. And Strasburg Tim's here. Strasburg Tim just subbed. Angry made me join chat. Oh God. Angry made you join chat? Really? Really? And yet Angry's not in chat here himself. Let's see here. I heard you mention it. I have you on TV, so but not only but oh, you drive in. There you go. Oh, nice, very nice, Garion. Challenger, gonna go run your railroad. Have fun. Enjoy running your railroad. Midland, if you had unlimited resources enabled for an EBT new build that was practical, explain why it would be 11. NKP Road 777. I hate to tell you this. I really would do. But while a new build 11 would be awesome and would help, further tell the story of the East Broadtop Railroad, which is an incomparable national treasure and national historic landmark. What one must keep in mind with 11 is, while for the narrow gauge, and being a prairie on the narrow gauge no less, it is awesome. It is also weak. Meaning 11 is not entirely a practical engine to restore and have a new EBT new build of. If I had my way and had unlimited resources, I wouldn't new build a 11. I really wouldn't. I would frankly spend that resources on getting one of the current surviving 6 Mikados up and running. Personally. Okay, that's what I would do. That would be my plan. Because those would be likely a lot more useful in the long run. Not saying 11 was bad. I'm saying 11 in a modern context may not be as useful as some may lead you to believe. Does that make sense? White Pass aficionado, honest thoughts on the shutdown of the Wilmington Western. I sincerely hope that organization and the volunteers involved in that organization, and even the staff, the limited staff that they have in that organization, can come out of this current situation better and come out of it stronger. I do not want to see the Wilmington and Western go away. I want to see it survive, because while having a ton of tourist railroads all in the same state, or all within, a few hours of each other is, maybe not great. We all want to see everybody succeed. We do. And any organization that is going through the trouble that they're going through is not ideal. And I sincerely hope that they are able to come out of this as better and for the better. And White Pass aficionado, I'm gonna guess you're the one going to the White Pass in July. Although I hope Angry gets to, because I know Angry loves that railroad, and I hope he someday gets to go back to the White Pass in Yukon and enjoy a wonderful ride. Also, if you guys see me moving my arm, Catland is being annoying. Bandit, new build one of the early engines. It wouldn't be as useful as pulling wise, except maybe the Colgate, but would help with telling the story. If I was to new build an EBT engine, it would be under the premise of historical storytelling. It would not be under the premise of everyday operations. And if I was to new build any of the EBT engines, I would new build probably East Broad Top Railroad and Coal Company number 1 or number 2. The original number 1 or number 2. The ones that share many design features with the Denver and Rio Grande Class 35s. The little 260 moguls with the 3-axle tenders. Why? Because they're neat. And that's where the story started. Right now on the property, there's these 6 Mikados, and they're wonderful engines, and I love them to death. However, you know, it would be nice to have something from that early period, not for pulling power, but to, you know, on occasion, maybe send it out with a caboose or one car and tell the early story of the East Broad Top. And by the early story, I mean the story all the way back to 1872. That would be my idea. NKP 777, which of the mics is most busted? I do not know the answer to that question. I really don't. I volunteer at the East Broad Top. I'm not a member of the paid staff, and the only people who would probably be really qualified to answer that question would be the paid mechanical staff, and I have a feeling they wouldn't really want to. They probably wouldn't want to answer that, or, you know, they have other things to really focus on at the moment. That is a weird would you rather question, White Pass aficionado. That is a really weird would you rather question. Right now, I would really rather if Catland would behave and stop trying to hog all the limelight here. You know, that would be greatly appreciated. Much as you can see, she greatly appreciates, you know, being held and shown off for all to see. Don't you? Here, go to your chair. Yeah, that is an important question in KP Road 777. Is the firebox hot or cold? That is a very important question. And yes, man, in Catland appears. Official PR, you would go with Mark in a derailment because big funny. I really don't want to be in a derailment. That just not whether it's with Mark or not. I don't. Derailments are not fun. They're really not. I know we meme about them. I know we laugh about them. I know we laugh about binning. I get it. I do. But genuinely, if there's ever an event I really don't want to be involved in, it is a derailment. Like, that just, it's not a good time. Midland, did I hear about the forest fire near Jim Thorpe, PA? I did not, and if there is one, I really hope that forest fire is easily containable and does not affect that area too much. Forest fires are not fun, and I know it's been dry. We're getting some rain right now, actually actively as we speak, up where I am. But I know it's been dry, so I sincerely hope for everybody involved that forest fire has minimal effect and is easily containable. And everybody seems to think we're stuck in a sealed firebox. Oh, God. I don't want to be stuck in a sealed firebox with anybody. At all. That just doesn't sound like a good time. You said for all to see, and Mo got stuck in your head. Sorry, Celestial. Or am I sorry? Bandane, you guess you could add which firebox? A little heiser firebox could be very cramped. Big bore firebox would be much more comfortable. Yes, it would be. You are correct. Penn Central, yes, it would be sad to see that. Like I said, I hope that organization and that railroad can survive this and pull through because, again, we want everybody to succeed. It would just be better if everybody did. And as we make our way towards East Whittier, we come to one of the first really modded locations. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Borden's Creamery by M.R. Flanagan and C. Jane, where they definitely went all out on this. I'm very impressed by this. This is really cool, and I'm glad that I could add this to the mod pack, because this structure is just awesome, and I'm glad that Flanagan and C. Jane were able to make this all work. DCNR and the Department of Forestry have taken over the wildfire, and it's now Tier 3 wildfire. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry to hear that. My thoughts on the Middletown and Homestown Railroad. So that's a little I believe it's about a 3-mile tourist line in the middle part of Pennsylvania, or eastern middle. They have a big museum there. I know they just sold off a bunch of equipment that was in the private collection of somebody who passed away, sadly. 2 of those cars actually went to the Rock Hill Trolley Museum, which hopefully they get good restorations, because that would be neat to see. But on that note, I know they used to have an operating steam engine. It was actually Canadian National Number 91, a sister engine of 89 at the Strasburg. But I also know that it went down for 1472, and they haven't had the money to deal with it. So, it's one of those things where I want to see everybody do well. That's the ultimate goal. I'm basically like, I'm positive possum here. I want to see everybody do well, and I want to see everybody succeed. And unfortunately, sometimes circumstance or just location may be working against you. So I hope they can kind of expand what they do and offer more. But I also hope that maybe one day 91 comes back. We'll see. And also, Penn Central, I'm going to need some context too. I don't know why we're doing that. And ladies and everyone, welcome back to East Whittier, where we have Bjorn's East Whittier Yard, which is kind of massive. You may be wondering, because the traffic on the QNS isn't all that great. It's not huge. There's traffic, but it's not like a huge amount of traffic. Well, there's a reason. There's a reason this yard's here. You'll see. There's very much a reason this yard is here. And you'll notice we still haven't sold or gotten rid of our original stuff. So yeah. Andrew does MC. Hey, nerd, I'm back. Well, glad you're back, and so am I. Appreciate you. Thank you. Rio Grande sandwich tree. Send Angry to space in a big boy because memes. No, let's not. Let's not. Angry is a wonderful person, and I don't want to send him to space. Please, no. Please, no. Please. Alright. So the main still runs roughly the way it should. Okay. Is Catlin forklift certified? I don't know if Catlin's forklift certified. I know she probably wants to be, but I don't know if she actually is. I'm back with a bank account and a dream. Oh God. Well, I appreciate you, Andrew Does MC. Really do. Kerbal Space, the Q and has a space division. Oh God. No, we do not. I don't have that kind of money. I do not have that kind of money. And we get into Whittier proper, where so far the only mod I have is Stenzel Expanded, which I really like because they have the expanded platforms here, which is really cool. Somebody had told me previously they had fixed the MUing with steam engines and diesels, and I'm glad they did because that's just making this work better. You've been playing KSP, you can arrange that. Oh god. Andrew does MC. I think if I remember right, your bank locked you out of your bank account, so let's not have that happen again. And Big Bad John's here. Welcome, Big Bad John. Howdy. Seeing some old faces, some friendly faces. Appreciate all of you. Again, appreciate all of you bearing with me during this time. I need to be better. We're doing better. Streaming today, streaming Wednesday, streaming Friday. You know. And we got a new mod pack together here. Going strong. I heard a ding. Andrew Does NC has gifted 1 Midland membership, and that went to Cody Finkelstein. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew Does MC. You're very kind. Oh god, I need to use brakes. 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 Brakes, please. Brakes, please. There we go. But yeah, we are back. Knock on wood, normal service has been resumed. I got my beverage of choice, aka whatever was on sale at Dollar General. And we're doing good. Hard to believe we're already 40 minutes into this. I'm kind of surprised by that. Brakes are overrated. No, they are not. They are essential. And Western Maryland Steve says, Wumbo. Oh boy, we're getting all the railroads tonight. All the railroads are coming back. You set W to dummy. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Western Maryland Steve. Not sure what you mean by that. So coming up on the right, we're going to see another mod. And you actually probably have seen this mod in Angry Streams. But we have added the Kirkland Coal Mine. That's right, Kirkland is in the mod pack. Which is why the East Whittier yard is as massive as it is. That's why. Blame the ICC, oh god. PC was working you, make you open the multiplayer. Oh god. Technically I am on multiplayer right now, but I'm just kind of chilling by myself. And basically this is my way of testing how if the mod pack is stable on stream and if it's stable in multiplayer. This is my way of testing that. And Chicago and Northwestern border. Ahoy! Getting angry in Midland into KSP, slowly mentioning it in every chat every so often. Oh god. Kirkland coal better come in bulk, yes. But you may notice, we're not just having Kirkland. This is bite-sized Ella. A good friend of the channel, Bupkis, recommended this mod. So we are very much enjoying this. Because, you know, small switching. I have a feeling we're going to have like a 44 tonner living here constantly. Imagine all the bacon, but no trains, and all trains, but zero bacon. Don't get me wrong, I love bacon. Bacon's amazing. Bacon, the human being, is also amazing. But I think I would go with I would want all trains and no bacon, because I can find other food that I like. But trains, however, there's only trains. Dr. Sunshine, welcome. And Dolan9, I haven't seen you in chat. Head at Kirkland. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone. You've been lurking. Gotcha. And apparently the Jim Thorpe wildfire is high risk. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they can get that under control. Andrew doesn't see. I don't think I know you. Oh, you're lucky you haven't been paid yet. Oh God. Well, don't stretch beyond your means, please, please. I didn't think I ignored you. I'm sorry. Now here's the fun part. We have another mod. Yeah, that's right. This area of the map in the Midland Modpack V2 is packed with mods. And that's because we have the Gov Island grain elevator. And that's tomorrow's job, oh God. But yes, the Gov Island grain elevator is here. So we've been adding some variety. General, there's been another mod. Mr. President, there has been another mod. Alright, we're picking up some serious speed into Whistle Canyon. Where's your corn? It won't be. We're talking about corn and beans? Oh God. But wait, there's more. Oh, there's more. Brakes. You know what? I'm going to be nice to my equipment and just do that. There we go. Throw it over. Oh, God. Oh, God. Some beans, Mr. Beans, Midland corn farm. Oh, wait, there's corn. Exactly. But wait, there's corn. Bean factory. Oh, God. You guys already tried to get a pie factory to go and happen. So you guys tried to do. Alright, we're almost to Bryson here. Andrew does MC. The mod pack will be available to channel members tonight as a beta test, and then it'll be available to the general public on the Discord server probably sometime later this week or early next week. Ice cream mod thingy. Ooh, I forgot about the ice cream mod thingy. Pulling an office car special as Catland makes another appearance. All right, we're arriving in Bryson. So, first things first, I'm going to line us for the Y. Then we're going to spawn some stuff in. What mod is the water tank from? The auxiliary tender? That is Beeman's aux tender. It's one of 2 auxiliary tenders on Nexus. And we actually have both in the mod pack. Andrew doesn't see. I'm pretty sure that's ingrained in everyone's memory. So you may be wondering, well, there's not a whole lot of mods in Bryson, right? Well, that's where you'd be wrong, because you may be noticing this tail track's a lot longer than it is normally. All of them are MU'd. They're all MU'd. It does seem longer than typical, yes. Well, that is because we did, in fact, add in the Bryson Y extension. Yes, the aux. Well, I think the aux tank can only link to one engine at a time, but you can link multiple aux tenders. In fact, on one stream, I think we had like 4 or 6 of them, and they all worked. Okay. And this train is actually why we have the Y extension. Okay. We're going to do this. Got the 3/4 dome. 3/4 dome does look really cool, I'm not going to lie. Mad Anakin is to the steam engine that it's connected to. Yeah, it won't connect to diesels. It will only connect to steam engines. And only from a certain direction. But you may be wondering, why are we reversing? Well, one, we're running the Y. But 2, there's still some more mods to show off that are still being added. CVK Studios, has Heist ever asked you to be a guest on the 3/4 of an Inch show? He has not, and nor would I expect him to be. Like that, nor would I ever expect that. You know, if he ever did ask, you know, depending on the timing and context, I might say yes. However, depending on my commitments, you know, we'll just have to see how it works. If he wants me to, you know, that's for him to ask. I'm not going to ask. It's not my place to ask. So yeah. Yeah, just exactly, Andrew. As Matt Anakin said, just add a aux tender by each one. So we're going to be reversing here. I'm going to throw this switch right here. It wouldn't look stupid, Andrew. That's actually how they did it. Look at any of the NNW double headers. You'll see aux tenders behind Y6s and what was the other big mallet they had? The A class, the class A's. So you may notice so far decently normal, but there's a building off in the distance. In fact, there's a trestle. Wait, there's buildings over there. Oh no, what does this mean? It means we added the West Bryson Industries. The West Bryson Industries are here in all of their expanded glory. That's right, where they expand out this way, including this little switching puzzle, which I saw on, again, thanks to a friend of the channel, Bupkiss. He had this on one of his saves, and I thought it was just neat. So... figured this had to get added in. But you may notice there's no West Bryson interchange. And that's because the new version of the Midland Modpack is going to primarily focus between Silva and Alarka. But for the QNS portion is focusing between Silva and Bryson. So that is why that is taking place. Birdtown. No. I have not added Birdtown. I chose to add Kirkland instead. Exactly, Garian. Exactly. But yeah, this is the current form of the Midland Modpack. Still subject to change. That's why I'm saying chances are the channel members, so if you are a member of the support crew and a member of the Discord, you'll see it pop up probably sometime tonight. I do want to add 1 or 2 more mods just to see if they'll work. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, this is kind of how this is going to be. So let's put the brakes on and we're going to head back into Bryson proper. Almost guarantee the interchange will give you the cars that go in the wrong order. Exactly. Exactly. How low is the C1 in water? It's not. We only used about 500 gallons because the diesels have been on the entire time. So diesels have been helping keeping water consumption down. We've been keeping water consumption down. It's been pretty good. Yeah, I also haven't been running the engine in the corner. I've been keeping it pretty efficiently run. Coal, we barely used any. 11.4 tons, and the number on the tender says 12 tons. So we've used 0.6 of a ton of coal, otherwise known as 1,200 pounds. Exactly, Garion. See, you get it, Garion. You understand. All right, we're going to power up the hill here. Powering up the hill. Get the grade. Then when we pull back into Bryson, I'm going to pause there for a moment because I need to spawn in the actual rest of the QNS equipment. That way we have it. It's ready to go for whenever we start operating this railroad. Having some fun. Don't mind me. Just having some fun. Hotbox detected. Stop your train immediately and inspect hotbox located on car 13. Thank you, CVK. Appreciate you. As far as car 13 is concerned, that would be the dome, and I see no hotbox. No hotbox detected. No hotbox observed. Okay. So we got to Bryson. So for those of you who remember QNS lore, you will remember that the QNS has some decently specific motive power in the form of not one, not two, but 3 GP38s.
It's also a Cubase member for 7 months. Hotbox detected a bunch of teenagers. 420 was just so they're a little bit late. Should be the deal with it though. Oh God. Oh God. But yes, not one, not two, but 3 of EMD's finest GP38s. For those of you who also know QNS lore, you'll also know that there's a 10-wheeler on the roster in the form of a Canadian National 10-wheeler. Now, I just want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one, because I know we don't have a Canadian National 10-wheeler. I just want to make sure we're grabbing the biggest 10-wheeler we can. Ooh. Ooh. The S51 tender with the 10-wheeler. I know it doesn't match up quite right. Well, hold on. What does the turn the bell off. What does the normal tender on the 10-wheeler look like? Now I'm exploring. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't like that one. A23. What do you look like? Yeah, I'm not a fan. D46, the Decapod. Decapod looks decent. Not a T21. 0 out of 10. I'm not a fan of the T21 personally. I don't like how it looks. That's just me. That's just my opinion, and I'm allowed to have it. Ooh, that one don't look bad. That tender deck is really, really low, though. Oh God, I keep hitting the wrong button. I feel like it needs to be a normal one or the S51. Like, I feel like the S51 just looks better. Yeah. Bit of a step there. Yeah. There's only a small one there. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the S51, personally. Okay. I'll break a foot. Oh, God. Yeah, I kind of like that. That gets closest to an H6. So, yeah, I'm liking that one. I'm liking that one. Okay, aux. Because if you guys remember, we do in fact have an aux tender for that one. Operations. Customize 1533. Wait, there was a new dragon and handbrake noise. Ooh, that sounded good. Ernoho? Yeah, Ernoho. Hello. Welcome. Don't think I've seen you in chat before, so welcome. So I know I'm probably not going to fit this in the roundhouse, but hey. We're gonna go as far as we can at least. Let's see here. Equipment. Southern long belt. What's the Central Georgia 5? Hmm. And let's give you that bell. Just use a storage shed for broken engines. Here in Germany, it's nighttime. Oh boy. Well, I'm glad you're watching. Welcome from Germany. And brakes. All the brakes. Let's see here. Does it fit? Does it fit? It fits. Cool. It won't fit on the turntable. Guarantee that, but it fits. Okay, so we have that. Now, we're going to move down here. The standard passenger consist on the QNS is pretty standard. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact cars to like model it, but I can get decently close by using a combine, a diner, and 2 coaches. Because one's going to be modeling the power car, and the other 2 are just coaches. So we're going to put that. Well, this is where I need the studio audience's input. I need the studio audience's input. The actual QNS and passenger engines are supposed to be E8s. Okay? They're supposed to be E8s. Now, in game, we obviously have the F7s, but we don't have an E8. In fact, the closest thing we have to an E8, may or may not surprise you, is an SD7. So, do we go with the correct amount of axles, but not the correct body style in the SD7? Or do we go with the correct body style, but not the correct size with the F unit? So I'm going to create a poll here. We're gonna start a poll. Which engine should fill in for the E8? F7 or SD7? Start poll. So vote in the poll to have your answer heard.
8 votes in, and it's still 50-50. I feel like you guys are trying to get like an SD7 or an F unit on one side or the other. Make me do both. Like I said, the keep in mind, the usual passenger power for the QNS is in fact E8s. So do we go with the correct length and axles, or do we go with the correct body style? Vote now. I like this view because I can show you what both look like. Both problem solved. See, the real easy part about what would make this easy is if somebody modded modded in an E8. You know, that would make this easy. But we don't have that option. See, we have 11 people vote, but 21 people watching. Holy cow, 21 people watching. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. So, oh, it's back to 50-50 with 12 votes. So wait, if the vote's tied, do I get the tiebreaker, or how does this work? How does this work? Because the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking it needs to be the SD. I know the SD is not the right body style at all, but it's the right length-ish. It's the right trucks. You know what I mean? Like, does that logic seem logical? So then what I'm going to do here is we have 12 votes, 19 people watching. So don't forget to vote, people. When the clock strikes 6:15, when it strikes 6:15, I will end the poll. And while we're doing that, I'm going to renumber this. This needs to be already in use. Well, then we're going to do that and call it good. 13 people voted. Still got a couple minutes. So as the poll goes on, I'm gonna be renumbering some stuff. Just renumber some stuff. We still got a minute. 13 votes. You roll a dice. If it goes heads, goes tails. Catlin pulls straws. God. Well, how do you get heads or tails on a dice? See, Bandit asking the real question here. How do you get heads or tails out of a dice? Now, these are definitely not the final paint schemes on these Jeeps. These are just what we're going with right now. In fact, let me... We're going to do that.
Oh, I forgot the Jeeps. I'm gonna have to manually start that. Okay. Well, 6:15 and pull. Survey says, by skin of its teeth, the SD7. And no, I do not have a standby sacrificial goat celestial. I do not have one of those spare. Sorry. So it turns out I'm going to have to figure out how to start the GP38s at some point. All right. But survey said and survey voted. So we now need a second SD7 facing the correct direction. Okay. Select. Okay. Dunk. Okay. Okay. So survey 1, survey said, survey conquered. Alrighty. So now select. Okay. Now we gotta renumber these. I'm at least getting the numbers right. These are not going to be the final paint schemes on these. I at least want to get the numbers right to the QNS because this is our own equipment, if that makes any form of sense. Power combine is going to be 50. No, 45. Okay. So we're getting that all renumbered, which is good. So we're getting that set up. Shoot, what did I have these numbered as? You know what? These are going to be 2303 and 2304 for now. Cool. Not too worried about the numbering on the rest of that at all. Okay, so we have the diesels, we have the steam engines, and we have the passenger equipment. Everything is here and ready to go. So I think we're going to end stream, not right now, but we're going to end stream with our journey back to Silva. Heading back to Silva. And going from there. I think that's what we're going to do. That sounds like a great plan. I like this plan. We got the Bryson to set all the equipment up. So now it can stay and wait for me to finish customizing it. Might do that in a members only stream. And we'll journey back to the land of Silva. We might stop in Whittier just to make sure that this aux tender is filled. And also to make sure that the other stuff is deleted. I think that's what we're going to do. Put the power down a little bit here. Power out of town. Get up to some speed. I forgot this crossing was so close to this one. I always forget that. Okay, 40. We can put a little bit more power out. Go. Power out. Power up to Gov Island, where again we see the grain elevator. The grain elevator right here. Climb the grade. Oh, that actually... Ooh, that's an... I know this game isn't like the best graphically, but that just looks cool. That just looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, we're heading down grade now. Shut the power off and coast. Over the bridge. If I see a house in the forest walking on giant chicken legs, I should ignore it. I should ignore it. In what way am I going to be able to ignore it? I don't think, personally, that I could ignore that. that doesn't entirely seem ignorable, if you know what I mean. Have I seen the latest news on... I'm assuming you mean Steam yet? Or... I saw that the Railroader guys have a Maintenance Away update coming, which is going to be pretty cool. Also, that's a Switch. Oh boy. I might have to check on what mod's causing that. That is... Huh. Yeah, that's less than ideal. So I might need to rework this a little bit. Because I want Kirkland more than I really want that, so... We'll see. We'll have to see what we do about this. Like I said, Modpack will be out to members probably later tonight. And out to the public later in the week. Because this is why we beta test. This is why we beta test. I think that's a number 3 turnout. You've never seen one of those before. I've seen a... Oh, God. Is it a number 4? I've seen a number 4. And that was pretty close to what it looked like. If you've ever been to the Rock Hill Trolley Museum, their switch at the end of the line at their Black Look station, I believe, if I remember right, that is a number 4. Could be even tighter, I think. But I think it's at least a number 4. What is this, a switch for ants? No, just trolleys. You have a couple of those fudged at Sumter. Okay, so you have a few number 4s. Okay. Oh, no, or Van Den, are those number 4s? Are those numbers 4s actively used? Long-term goals to replace them with 6s or higher. The General's in chat. Hi, General. And yes, the Atlantic. It's subbing in for a Jubilee, so be aware of that. Yeah, be aware of that. It's it may be an Atlantic on the screen, but it's subbing in for a Jubilee. There's just no Jubilee in game. I know Alina's map mod is like publicly available. I don't know how to use it, so don't. Unfortunately, I can't answer that for you. But there's a mod that lets you do it. Nah, Atlantic forever. I see where General's allegiances lie. Okay. And they are used quite regularly. That's why we want to replace them. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If I remember right at the EBT, we usually try... I think most of our switches are 8s or bigger, if I remember right. I want to say they're 8s or bigger. Yeah, I would say, Solaris, check out Alina's map mod. That might be what you're looking for. I'm not too sure about it. So,
Oh, I see what
Celestial was doing. Well, Celestial was being funny. Celestial was being very funny.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either, Bandan. I just know a lot of the ones the ones I know about are 8s or bigger. I don't know about anything else, and we're just gonna dump the bricks because I don't care. It is. It is. I agree. I agree with that. Okay. Two 260 supremacy. Are we trying to get a mogul coat invasion starting here? That's what's happening. Is that what's happening here? Mogul coat invasion. I think that's what's happening here. I think that's what's happening. Mogul coat invasion. I like how we're filling the aux and the aux is filling the normal tender. Well, you know what, folks? I actually just checked the time. Unfortunately, I think my meeting's coming up a little bit sooner than I would expect. But thank you to all of you for watching this return, not just of the Q&S, but of me streaming. Once again, I do sincerely apologize for being less than communicative. I need to do better. I am going to do better. We're going to be streaming again at 6 to 8 o'clock this Wednesday evening. So keep an eye out for that. If you're a channel member, keep an eye out tonight when the Midland Modpack will be released in beta form to you. And then the general public, keep an eye out for either later this week or the beginning part of next week, just in time for our community night, which will be probably next week, probably the end of next week. I think I have it set as next Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you everyone for all your support and keeping up with me, keep bearing with me. I really do appreciate it. I just hope you enjoy all of the updates coming out and enjoy this fun little stream that we had here today, because I know I sure did. And I'm not going to lie, I did, in fact. I kind of missed this. This was fun. This was fun. Let's do it again on Wednesday. And, you know, just have some fun with it, because that's what streaming's supposed to be. So on that note, take care, guys. Stay awesome. Stay wonderful. And I will see you guys all on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.